Right, so it's that time of year now where everyone's doing their top 20 or their top 10 action figures of the year, which is usually a countdown from 10 to 1, 1 being the best. But I want to do things a little bit different, and I'm going to try and post more videos. I know I haven't really been doing that much, but very time poor at the moment. But yeah, so I'm going to do it differently. What I'm going to do is I'm going to list 20 Marvel Legends figures that I purchased this year, that also were released this year, that I recommend that people should have in their collection if they're thinking about getting those figures. So yeah, so you can see here is a photo of all the legends I bought this year, which is actually quite a lot. I'm sure there are people out there that bought a load more than I did, but it really kind of throws things into context for me in terms of like how much money I'm actually spending on these things. But here's a short little video that just shows these guys up um, close, so you can actually get a better look at all the figures I bought. There's Morbius back there. You can really see. I've got three of those cuckoos, but I only put one on there, obviously to represent. The rest of them take up too much space, but really trying to be laser focused with the figures that I get, and just get figures that I'm really interested in terms of the character. And actually, to be honest, some characters just look so fucking cool that, like Sugar Man, I had no idea who he was, but I just thought he just looked amazing. So I just had to try and track him down, already assembled. I just totally skipped the whole wave and just got him. But yeah, you can see some really good figures there, and there's some guys on there that I really like that didn't make the list. So I'm about to show you who's on there. So once again, this isn't like a countdown to like the best. This is just 20 figures in no particular order whatsoever. They're just figures that once I got them in hand and started mucking around with them, I really enjoyed them, and I really recommend them. So let's get started. So number one, Ryder's Punisher. I've had so much fun taking pictures with this guy. He comes with obviously the motorbike, as he didn't make it into the Rider set. He comes with guns, smoke effects, an interchangeable head, a baseball bat, a machete. He's just packed in, and like literally as soon as I got him, I just couldn't stop. I just couldn't put him down, and I just he's one of the guys that I took quite a lot of photos of and stuff. So yeah, and if you do want to see some of my photos, they are on Instagram. My Instagram is Snapshots Adventures. So have a look up for that, and then you'll see me on there. Yeah, Riders Punisher, highly recommended figure. Doctor Doom, one of my favourite villains in the whole of Marvel, and I got MF Doom to thank for that, but I always liked him anyway. I just like the texture on the the tech. It's me giving it all away. Texture on the clothing and stuff, I think is really good. The only thing that lets this guy down is his cape. But other than that, this is the Doom figure I've wanted for a long time, and I sold my previous one, I think the Heroes, whatever it was, one just in time, and then they announced this guy, so managed to get a decent return on that, and was able to put the money in towards getting this guy. Okay, so movie Venom. I think this guy is pretty good actually, and I don't usually go in for movie figures, but I think this guy is so good. And if they ever did an action figure line on that cartoon, The Tick, I think this body would be a perfect body for that character. But this guy, tons of fun, really articulate. It comes with an interchangeable head and hands, and you don't even have to get him if you don't want to, because you can still complete the build a figure in the wave without him. But I think he's a solid recommend, and I don't usually recommend movie figures because I'm more of a comic guy, but I think this guy really is good. Oh dear, I didn't even fix her belt. Anyway, Yeah, Deadly Origins Black Widow. As soon as I got her in hand, brilliant. Comes with guns, smoke effects, nozzle flares. She's really, really good. They've even her outfit isn't even just like smooth on there like the like the vintage black one was. She's got actual like wrinkles and textures in her trousers and stuff like that. So I think she's really good. Got her for Christmas, and my girlfriend got her for me for Christmas, and I think she's a fantastic figure. So yeah, she's got my vote as a highly recommended. I think she's on sale in some places at the moment, so you know, snap her up if you get the chance to. Crossbones. I know there was another one, an older one that was out there before I started collecting legends that a lot of people swear by. I like the bulk and size of that one, but this one also is another figure that you know I just wasn't able to put down. I really liked mucking around with him, playing around with him, and stuff. I wasn't really expecting to like him as much as I did, but you know I really do. I think the paint and stuff on the, at least on the one that I got, and the face mask and stuff was perfect. You know, he could have come with like a vest or something on top, but you know, he doesn't have to have it. And yeah, I think he came out really, really well. Shanky, yeah, really good figure. Comes with tons of hands. I don't think we've had a Marvel Legends figure that's come with as many hands as this guy, but he needs them. You know, he's a kung fu expert. You know, all the chops, punches, and all that kind of stuff. He really, really needs it, and I think this figure is fantastic. I think I'm gonna try my hand at kit bashing him and doing like a little bit of customization, and then getting it when I get a second one, and just seeing if I can make an End of the Dragon Bruce Lee out of him. But that'd be really cool. But yeah, Shang-Chi, I think highly recommended figure. Even if you don't know too much about the character, we've got a whole bunch of ninjas about to come out. You know, he'd make a great flipping nemesis for them and all that kind of stuff, and any kind of display and things you wanna have. Phage, oh my god, right. A lot of people think I troll when I say this, but God bless the Bucky Cat mold. This is just the Bucky Cat mold, but this is another figure that as soon as I got him out, I just can't stop mucking about with him, man. I don't know if it's the colours, the accessory he comes with is pretty good as well. Like it's, you know, it's really good, but I don't know what it is, man. He's just really, really good, and it's actually off the strength of this figure that's made me actually want to make a Venom verse shelf, which is one thing I was trying to avoid all along because I only really know like Venom and Carnage. I don't really know anyone else, but this guy I just couldn't stop mucking about with him as soon as I got him out the box. So really like it. I really like the sculpted stuff on his forearms and his shins and on his shoulders. Just brilliant figure. I really, really recommend him. Venom Pool, you know, he had to be in there. Beast of a figure, probably one of the best builder figures they've done in terms of what he comes with, weapons, the sculpt, the mesh stuff, the paint, like the swords, the extra pair of hands. I think it's brilliant. The only thing that would have taken this off the top is if they'd given him an extra head with a closed mouth. That's it. Apart from that, top notch figure. Have tons of fun playing with him, and I think you need to add him to your collection. Kang the Conqueror, come off the Conqueror. This is the first figure that I've got for the Pinless Tech technology, and it does not disappoint. I love the colours on him anyway, but they just really pulled off his tunic and the look on his face and just the articulation for who he is and what he is flipping brilliant. The only thing I would have liked to have seen, and I know this only happened in the Earth Mightiest Adventures cartoon, was if he had a chair. If he had come with that chair from that cartoon, fuck it up, put him in the rider set, flip it out, man. Top pick of the year, but I know in the comics you can't really see his chair anyway, so you know. But I think this Kang is a brilliant figure, must have. There's rumbles that he's going to be the next big bad in the next phase of MCU. Be keen to see that, but yeah, brilliant figure. You should probably snap that up now before it gets highly sought after because of the films. Domino, love seeing black women represented. Just anyone represented really, but it's good, nice to see that we're getting more black characters, more quote unquote minority groups being represented. And I think what they did with her is fantastic. Her afro, the way they've sort of like used some translucent plastic on it, means that when the light hits it, it is as if she's got an afro, where towards the tip on the edges of the afro, obviously the light can kind of get through, and I think they pulled that off fantastically. She comes with another head, which is really good. Weapons that she needed from like the films and stuff. I just think fantastic. I think what would have been nice if they had done a version with her head where she also had her goggles on as a third head, but I think that would be me getting greedy. But I love this figure. She is solid out of the box, must have figure. Yeah, can't recommend her highly enough. Really captured the likeness really well, and yeah, fantastic. Okay, this guy's probably going to make the top of most people's lists this year, and I think he is fantastic. He's not my number one pick for the whole year, but he is definitely up there. He was just missing some wall crawling hands, really, and that was maybe some web effects, because I've seen web effects get packed in with other Spider-Man figures that we've got recently, particularly Gamerverse ones. So like, yeah, man, he needed those and the wall crawling hands, and he would be 100% perfect. He'd probably even kill some of the import figures that are out there trying to do it, because this guy at the price point that he's at, you know what? I think if they had packed him in with the wall calling hands, an unmasked head, maybe a battle damaged head, and some web effects, they could have packed this guy as a deluxe, and MFs would have been buying that, man. Seriously. But yeah, solid recommend from 2020 is this vintage Spider-Man. Sugar Man, like I said earlier, I had no idea who this guy was, and you know, he just looks flipping menacing. Whoever did this, you could tell they really put their heart and passion into this figure. Like, they did not skimp out, and he looks fantastic. I was able to purchase this as a whole builder figure, and the person who I bought it for actually put the tattoo that you can see there on the figure. So that was really good. So yeah, I couldn't ask. This guy and Venom, to me, is like, it's tough to decide which one got builder figure of the year. I think I'm only just slightly gonna give it to Venom, but this guy, brilliant figure, awesome. Okay, Fox vs Deadpool. Woo! This guy, man, oh my days. Tons of accessories, tons of hands, weapons like galore. This guy is effortless to pose. Like, they literally done everything right except packing him in with a figure that no one wanted. But yeah, solid figure. You know what? If you want to just bite the bullet and buy the 2-pack, I'm sure there are customizers out there that will take Negasonic off your hands if you sell that at a reasonable price to them. And that way then at least you can recoup some of your money back. But there is going to be a single release battle damage version, so some people might want to wait for those. I'm hoping, well, if people do go and get them, I hope they don't mold the guns in for that one, because that was the only downside to this guy, was his handguns that are on his waist were molded in, and people wanted and myself included, wanted the options to be able to take those out. But yeah, solid, top recommend for 2020. Oh man, this was probably the first rider figure that I got this year. Love the colours, love the design, the blasters that it comes with, the little blast effects, the stand. Like, he's just, yeah, man, like, really good figure. I recommend it. Like, I know it's probably not like a top tier popular character for most people, but boy, if you got that cosmic shelf going on, especially with a new Thanos coming out and that. You need this guy. Black Cat. Yep. So following on from in the vintage wave for Spider-Man figures, and these are like really pretty much, they kind of take their cue from that 90s cartoon, I would say. But yeah, this is the Black Cat we've all been waiting for. She got, finally they fixed her shoes so she can stand. Obviously she's not as voluptuous as the previous one was, but you know, this works for this character. I love the fact that they gave us a little cap with her, and the whip was really good. I just think that you know, an additional head where she's smiling or she's being a bit sort of provocative towards Spider-Man would have been the final like cherry on the top, just to take this character over the top. But my number 15 pick, Black Cat, vintage Black Cat. So yeah, definitely go in and get her. Oh, another one from the Demon Goblin wave, Superior Octopus. And oh my gosh, I just think he just looks menacing. He just looks like he will fuck you up and about 20-year-old mans at the same time. Like, I think the design on it is just fantastic. I love the colours. The articulation is great. The only thing is, he could have come with some extra hands. Would have been quite nice. But, and obviously bendy wire for the tentacles and stuff. But they're never going to give us that. Especially at this price point. But yeah, solid recommend. I think he's a real slept on figure. I haven't really seen many people taking that many photos of him, but I think he's phenomenal. I think he's spot on and a top recommend for me. Maverick. You know what? I wasn't expecting to like this guy as much as I did, and I really wasn't in for the whole wave, but I had to get him and I had to get Black Tom. So like, and when I got Maverick in my hand, another one, I just couldn't stop I just couldn't put him down. I just love the way he just easily posable, the weapons he comes with. You know, you've got storage from one of them, which is good. He's just a really well done figure, I think. And I think he's definitely, you know, if you're a real X-Men fan, especially if you're he's like a really good friend of Wolverine. So like, if you really like Wolverine and stuff like that, you can get some nice displays and things going with them, going on missions together and stuff. So, you know, really good. 18. Oh, this had to go to Nimrod. Man, Nimrod. Fucking hell. This guy was like the Terminator in the 90s cartoon, man. When this guy turned up, man, it was like show's over. Someone invited Nimrod, man. Like, it's time to go, man. Like, this guy was just living scary. And I'm so glad we got him as a figure. Did come with some other figures like in a free pack, but luckily those figures, people are happy to just have them without him. So I got quite lucky in being able to sell off those other two, recoup some of the money I spent on him, and I really pretty much spent retail on the pack, so pretty much quids in for, you know, a figure as awesome and as stellar as this. So I'm so grateful to have this, and I do now regret not jumping on that Hasbro Sentinel program now, because, you know, you can get some really nice displays. That we've got him, the new Sentinel coming out, and that sidekick chick of his coming out with a master mold. Oh my god, that would be a sick display, but I digress. Number 19, yes, Age of Apocalypse. What I really liked about this figure was the heads and the additional hands, and just how expressive you can make him now just by those little additions. And this just goes to show, like, you know, if Hasbro just put in just, you know, just that, you know, when they do really want to go the distance on figures and stuff. I know this is a deluxe, so they've got a bit more of a budget to spend on it, but it just makes it that much better. And I'm so glad that the heads also work with the Apocalypse Wave Apocalypse as well, because you can, you know, mix them up if you really want to, you know, and, you know, it does work. You know, even the hands fit. So, and, you know, it's not made me not be 100% accurate, but it works. And, you know, you can blend it, especially if you're taking photos and stuff. So yeah, Age of Apocalypse with all the different heads, hands, and the skull that it comes with, plus the cape. Yeah, I just think, yeah, brilliant figure. And my final one is dun 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 dun. Dun. You know, it had to be War Machine, man. Like, oh my god, this figure, the amount of accessories, the unmasked head, the explosion pieces, like, oh my gosh, the missile pieces and stuff. Like, he is like, and the flame bits for the feet. He is a solid figure, and I've seen that he's gone on sale now, so you can probably get him dirt cheap if you move on it quite quickly. So yeah, yeah, like fantastic figure. Anyone who likes Iron Man, Avengers, that sort of stuff, you're gonna need a War Machine, and this is the perfect comic War Machine. I can't see Hasbro topping this one anytime soon. So get on it, get out there, go and grab it, and yeah, that's that. So that's my top picks for the year. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And yeah, just let me know in the comments what you think of my picks. Like I say, this isn't like a favourites list. This isn't like a top list. This is just figures that I reckon, 20 figures from 2020 that I recommend most collectors should strive to have in their collection. So let me know what you think, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care and Happy New Year to you all.